welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Some good news for us and something for us to feel proud about. Prime Minister Modi has already inaugurated Bharat Mobility Global Expo. And my colleague Krishna is joining us live from the spot. Krishna, over to you. Walk us through the details.
That's right. After Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 here at Bharat Mandapam in Delhi today, the first big launch of the day is the much-awaited Vitara, the first electric vehicle from the Maruti Suzuki stable, India's largest car maker, launching its first electric vehicle today. That's been the big launch that you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the brand new electric version of the best-selling Grand Vitara. It's called Vitara. It's going to be the beginning of a long journey for Maruti Suzuki's electric mobility solutions. And we have a very special guest joining us. We have Mr. Rahul Bharti, Executive Director of Maruti Suzuki India, with us. Rahul, thank you so much for taking time out to be. There's always a joy speaking to you. Talk to us. The levels of expectations were so high. Maruti, almost every household in this country has bought a Maruti car, and it's making its first foray into electric vehicles, making its first electric car.
Thanks. So we are very happy and proud that this is the first launch of the Auto Expo. In fact, the Prime Minister was here in the morning, and the first car that he saw was the Vitara. And we are so happy that this is the first car that will be made in India, but for the whole world. So we will be supplying it in India and about 100 countries of the world, including Europe and Japan. And the Prime Minister had the opportunity to see it in the morning, and he was quite excited about it. What's particularly good about it is the E for Me campaign, which means electric is for me. We want to give customers the confidence, if they have the slightest doubts about owning an EV vehicle, that they can shun all their doubts and they can just go for an EV car. So there's a campaign which talks about high range, 500 kilometers plus. It has, we have charging infrastructure in about 100 countries of the world, fast charging. And we have a roadside assistance. So the combined ecosystem will help give customers the confidence that this is a great car to own.
And also, the fact of the matter is that you have a lot of competition, that you have to brace up against in the electric space. So many car companies have already, be it Hyundai, Tata Motors, they've been launching the electric mobility space, launching electric cars. But talk to us, this is just the beginning. The Vitara is just the beginning of Maruti's electric, EV journey, isn't it? Because it's going to be the E series of cars from the Maruti stable. So you can expect anything from an E-Swift to other EVs going forward.
Well, we will have many more EVs in the have about 5 the turn of the decade. So practically one every year.
Okay, so one every year. But talk to us about being here at the Bharat Mobility Expo. It's the second edition, and this is something that is bringing the entire automotive value chain together. It's not just the Auto Expo. It's not just about the launch of cars. 40 cars are being launched overall over here, but 60 components and auto technologies are being launched at the Bharat Mobility Global Expo.
It's a great show, and many sectors are coming together. Electronics, auto, tires, so many of them. So it's a large ecosystem of manufacturing related to mobility. So it's a great show, and you can see the excitement in the crowds. Today's day, actually day zero.
Day zero. Thank you so much, Mr. Rahul Bharti, for taking time out to speak to us. There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth. India's largest car maker launching its first electric vehicle, the Maruti Suzuki Vitara, here at the Bharat Mobility Expo.
Right, Krishna, like I said before also, you speak like a true car lover, and you have, the car that you've been waiting for right behind you. But what else are you exactly looking at? What else can we see through you post, of course, the first electric vehicle from Maruti?
There is going to be tons of other things. It's a huge space over here at the Bharat Mandapam. I'm going to try my best to, feast my eyes on some of the best cars available. In fact, right behind me, if I were to show you, not electric vehicles, this is the the new Camry is in place. If you can check it, the new Camry is also going to be launched as well. I'm talking about the ICE engine, not an electric vehicle. So there is A lot of launches. This entire area is now of Maruti Suzuki and Toyota as far as this section of the Auto Expo is concerned. Of course, the entire world is over here showcasing the latest versions of their cars from their stable. But we are at the enclosure where there is Maruti Suzuki and Toyota with their latest cars being launched as well. And there is going to be Hyundai as well launching the Creta EV as well. That's something I'm looking forward to. Apart from the fact that, of course, all your luxury car makers, Mercedes or BMW or Porsche launching their EVs. That's right, Mercedes launching the G-Class variant of electric vehicles, BMW launching i7 variant of electric vehicles, and Porsche, in fact, launching the EV version of the Macan and the Taycan as well. So these are some of the biggest highlights as far as Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 is concerned.
Also, let's talk a little bit about the significance of this event, right, Krishna? Where does that put India? Like, what can we speak of as far as, you know, our growth in specifically auto is concerned?
Right, this is an event. India already had the flagship Auto Expo, which is a biennial event that used to take place in the erstwhile Pragati Maidan. And today we are back at that erstwhile Pragati Maidan, now known as Bharat Mandapam. So after more than a decade, the Auto Expo is back here, except that it's a new avatar. It is not just the Auto Expo. The Bharat Mandapam here, where Prime Minister Modi inaugurated the Bharat Mobility Expo, is the Auto Expo. And there is the Auto Component Manufacturers Expo, which is taking place at Yashobhoomi in Dwarka in Delhi. And then there is a Construction Equipment Maker Expo that is taking place at the Noida Expo Center and Mart in Greater Noida. So these three events clubbed together is what Bharat Mobility Expo 2025 is all about. And that means that it's bringing the entire automotive value chain together. And in fact, this year's theme is Beyond Boundaries, co-creating future automotive value chain. So India is putting itself on the global map in terms of not just, being a place to make great cars, but also to make great components and, in fact, to make the entire ecosystem for mobility, and more importantly, mobility keeping sustainability in mind, keeping the future in mind. So as far as electric vehicle adoption is concerned, India has some strong targets. The Indian government wants electric vehicle adoption to grow by 30% in the coming years. Right now, electric vehicles form just about 2.5% of the overall car sales in India. About 4.3 million cars were sold in the year 2024, out of which just 2.5% were electric vehicles. Clearly, India wants that number to go up. And also, we have strong targets when it comes to cutting down carbon emissions that Prime Minister Modi has set out. So keeping all of that in mind, this Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 is taking that forward, is signaling what the future holds in store. More electric vehicles, and more importantly, creation of the entire electric vehicle infrastructure, charging points, and the entire ecosystem, making batteries. Right now, most of these components and batteries are imported from outside. It's also about pushing India into making these components as well. So in that direction, Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 is an important element.